All right, folks, it's happening. Alf, you heard the news. Fanatics Fest in August has been announced. They are firing this thing up. And from what I understand, this is going to be the same weekend as the East Coast National. Is that shots fired? Is it supposed to be in addition to? I'm not really sure yet. Still digging in. The announcement was just made this morning. Thank you all for joining me here today. How are we doing, my friends? We have made it almost to the end of the week. I hope it's been a good week for you so far. We continue to trudge along. Just keep on keeping on. But first, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, My Card Post, the first subscription-based model to sell sports cards, ranging from $9 to $22 for sellers, depending on how many listings you want to have. Free to buy. It's free to buy on My Card Post, so make sure to set up an account so you can see what's going on there. The membership has just been shooting up. It's cool how you can communicate with other members. You can buy, sell, trade. You can add cash to this or that. It's a very, very cool platform, My Card Post, and they have a very exclusive listing. It is the Star 101 Jordan rookie card in a PSA 9. Only 3 exist, and one of them is sitting on My Card Post. I believe that's exclusively currently. It's a massive card in the hobby, and I just thought that would be cool to let you all know. So check out my link in the video description as well as in the pinned comments to go to My Card Post today. All right, this is something that's been kicked around here for months, really. Fanatics Events. Fanatics Events, a lot of talk about it, but we hadn't really nailed down exactly what that was going to look like until this morning. Frank, do we have the clip? Do we have the promotional clip?
It's Tom Brady, and I'll see you at Fanatics Fest NYC.
Hey, it's Sabrina Inescu, and see you in August.
So one thing, I got a little screenshot there. Towards the end, they announced companies, hobby companies, and just, leagues and teams and all the sorts of stuff, different types of companies. And when you look at this, of course, you got the NFL, the NBA, WNBA, Mitchell and Ness. These are all Fanatics companies. PWCC, they bought them. Lids bought them. Which company stands out to you? Which company looks out of place here in the Fanatics world? PSA. PSA is on that list. Now, many might say, hey, look, they're just working together, they're collabing. It doesn't mean that Michael Rubin's going to also buy PSA or buy Collectors or whatever. Collectors Universe, that is, the parent company. But man, that is very, very interesting. Again, it could very well just be a collaboration. It could be that Michael Rubin has said, you know what, I'm not going to buy a grading company. I'm just going to accept the fact that PSA, now wrapped in with SGC as well, they've got it. They've got grading, and we're just going to partner with them and just make sure that we've got a good partnership. That could be the case. Maybe he shifted gears a little bit. I know when he first kind of started out, it was, we're going to own every piece of this thing. And he has done that all the way up until grading. It's kind of like just rolling through, conquering, and there's one last piece that's there. And so that will be interesting to watch. It might be more of a benefit to him to just stay out of grading. He's on the manufacturing side. He's got PWCC, so he's on the sales side. He's all over manufacturing, obviously. It might just serve Fanatics better to just be on the manufacturing side and control that piece, but we will see how they decide to do this thing. So anyway, the event, all-day trading pit for card collectors. A collecting 101, I guess collecting 101 content will be available for novice collectors, and a museum display of some of the most rare cards, memorabilia, that is out there. So there will be kind of just a lot of cool things on display. And a lot of the auction houses are set up there with items that they've got up for auction, whether it be REA or whoever it is, Leland's or whichever auction house. And so it's going to be cool. It's going to be a spectacle for sure. Fanatics Live's breaks will be set up. So I assume they're going to just be kind of running their breaking there, and the excitement kind of showing people what that's all about. That makes sense. And the whole idea here, again, which I think is interesting, is they are looking, to me, this looks like they're marketing to sports fans, and it says they're trying to kind of integrate this thing together. They want more sports fans, not just buying Fanatics jerseys, but also buying trading cards and also buying sports memorabilia and getting into collecting things. And that's our world over here, because we always talk about, you always see this when we're talking about card prices for a particular athlete. Let's say we're talking about Luka Doncic, going back a few years. Remember this? Remember when it was like, yeah, I know that there's 30,000 PSA 10 base prisms, but how many Luka fans are out there? How many fans are global that love basketball, that are buying items? And of course, kind of the pushback on that was, yeah, of course, you've got sports fans. You got people, look, I'm a diehard New Orleans Saints fan. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm not necessarily buying every single Saints card. I happen to be somebody that also is in the space of cards and sports memorabilia. So I guess that would be what they're trying to accomplish here is there's a lot of people buying tickets to games. There's a lot of people that might even be buying jerseys or hats, but they don't know a lot about this world. Maybe they've heard of baseball cards, of course, but they've never really, dove into it. And so the whole idea, it looks like from this particular event, and it looks like it's going to be loaded with athletes. They've got Tom Brady pictured. They have a picture of Hulk Hogan. These aren't small fish athletes. It looks like they're going to bring a bunch of high profile celebrities. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of musicians. There's going to be a lot of famous people that show up at this thing. I wonder if they're going to have kind of an autograph pavilion or if it's going to be more casual. It says here there's going to be panels and that sort of thing. So is Tom Brady going to be in a panel with Eli Manning? The Mannings, it looks like they're involved. If you have a panel where Tom Brady and Eli Manning are having a conversation about Super Bowls and stuff, I think that draws eyeballs, and not even just at the show, attending at the show, but I'm sure they're going to webcast and they're going to do all these things. A lot of eyeballs on this event. So this to me is a very interesting move forward, not just for our space, but also just for sports fans in general. Because maybe you don't collect cards. Hey, you love sports, and when can you really go and watch a panel with high profile athletes like this? I mean, there's not too many events, if any events, quite like that, to where I can't think of any where I can go and I'm going to listen to Drew Brees talk on a panel. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're around and I just don't know about them, but I kind of like where this is going. But yeah, again, it's the whole idea of bringing sports fans into this space, whether that be in trading cards, memorabilia, breaks, or whatever the case may be. And Fanatics is really trying to build this out. It's going to be in New York City, which is going to be, I think, a popular destination. It's easy to fly into. Look, a lot of sports fans and card collectors are on the East Coast. I know the West Coast has tons as well. I'm not taking away from the West Coast, but a lot of the national dealers, they're all based on the East Coast. If we look at kind of the history of cards, a lot of the collectors, I would say, are more concentrated on the East Coast. And so I'm curious to see how this goes. The tickets are not cheap. I think it says here it's $50 to $400. I think general admission for one day is $50. I have to dive in. I'll see if I can pull up some information here. And I don't know if panels are extra and that sort of thing. Plus you got hotels, flights into New York City. Maybe you can drive into New York City, but I don't know too many people that are going to want to deal with that. So there's a lot of logistical things here. This won't be an inexpensive show. I'm wondering from a networking standpoint if it's a show that I want to be at or want to kind of make happen. I've got a really busy schedule in August and September, and this thing falls on August 18th, so we'll just have to see how it all plays out. It is cool though. It's interesting. There's going to be more information that comes out. As far as like the trading card stuff for trading card people, there's nothing here that's really out of the ordinary. You've got kind of the trading floor. You've got the Collectors 101. This seems more for like beginning collectors. Again, I think if you're someone that's a diehard card collector or collectibles person, you probably aren't going to this event necessarily to learn something or to go to the trade night, because you can do that in a variety of different places. But it does look to have a unique offering to this show where you can maybe meet athletes or see athletes at different panels. And again, they're going to announce more on kind of what this is going to look like. But I've never been, I guess, to a place where you've got an exhibit hall, a 400,000 square foot exhibit hall that's going to be loaded with like what the sponsors are, the NBA, the MLB. Who's going to be there? Is it going to be a bunch of athletes at exhibit booths? Or is it going to be more media people from the MLB or executives? I wonder how they're going to actually do this thing. So it will be cool. I'm excited to hear more information on it. We will keep you posted, my friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.